What is up, everybody on YouTube? Max Rock here with another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Alcatel POP 4S. Now, I had this device going on, I want to say 2 weeks now, and I got it from Amazon, Amazon.com. They had a price, well, they had a sale going on for the phone because the original price was going at $169.99, but they took 20 bucks off and they went down to $149. So I went ahead and picked it up. And yeah, I had it for about 2 weeks. Got some good use out of it. So I'm pretty much ready for my full review. And so this is what this video is going to be about. The Alcatel POP 4S, the full review. So to get things started here, I'm going to talk about the phone build. So the phone is mostly, well, the phone is made entirely out of plastic, I should say. There's like no type of metal trim or anything like that. So don't get confused. That is all plastic on the side there. But when you look at the back, you see a 13 megapixel camera in the back with a dual tone LED flash. You get some Alcatel branding. You get a POP logo and the rear speaker grills there. So these are the speakers in the back of the phone. On the right side, you get the power switch there. You get the volume up and down buttons there. Let me see here on the bottom. You get the USB charging port or micro USB charging port. You get the microphone. On the right side of the phone, you get nothing. On the top of the phone, you get a 3.5mm headphone jack, along with another microphone. On the front of the device, you have a 5 megapixel camera with the LED flash, which is right there with the front speaker here. Now, it says speakers for, listening to people on the phone. It's not dual speakers, like one in the front, one in the back. I don't want to get that confused. And on the bottom of the phone here, you got a fingerprint scanner, which doubles as a home button, along with a multitasking button. I don't know if you guys can see it there, but it is backlit. And a back button. So back button here, multitask button, home button, which doubles as a fingerprint scanner. Let's see here. Anything else I should go over? Well, that's pretty much the build of the phone there. As far as specs, just give me one moment. Pull the specs up for you guys. All right, give me 1 second. Because I had the specs pulled up on one device, but ended up using that device for something else. So I'm gonna put it up on my C-Max Pro here. Boom. All right, so the specs for the POP 4S. We got as you can see, for the POP 4S, you got a 5.5-inch display. All right, the resolution is going to be 1080 by 1920. You get 401 pixels per inch. It's an IPS display. It's not AMOLED. The screen to body ratio is 71%, so pretty much the front of the phone is going to look like the screen is taking up it, and that's really good. You get a light sensor and a proximity sensor, which is around here. On the back, obviously, 13 megapixel camera, dual LED flash, as I went over that. It has autofocus, phase detection, digital image stabilization, geotagging, and has high dynamic range mode, so HDR, in case no one knew that. The cameras in the back are capable of recording 1080p HD video, 30 frames per second. The front-facing camera is 5 megapixels with a flash, but it's only capable of recording 720p video. All right, we're going to go more into detail on the cameras later. As far as the hardware, you got the MediaTek Helio P10, the MT6755 with the octa-core. That's octa-core there, clocked at 1.8 gigahertz. That's 4 cores at 1.8 gigahertz and 4 at 1 gigahertz. The graphics, or the GPU, is going to be the Mali T86, well, T860 MP2. You get 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigabytes of internal storage, and it does have micro SD card expansion up to 64 gigs. Now, the capacity of the battery is a 2,960 milliamp hour. It is non-removable, so you will not be able to replace it. So I don't want anyone to get this confused here, because it says it right here for the battery. It says user replaceable. No, it's not. It's not replaceable. As far as the sensors, it has accelerometer, gyroscope, a compass, and a Hall. I'm not sure what that is. So yeah, it is LTE capable. It works on quite a few bands here. So if you got this phone, it will definitely work on your GSM network. But let me just go ahead and show you guys the internals here. Well, not the internals, but show you that the back does come off here. As you can see. So here's the back of the phone. This is where the SIM card go. You will need an adapter if you have a micro SIM. 1 second, y'all. Yeah, you will need an adapter if you have a micro SIM. And this is for the SD card there. And let me see if I can show you how many milliamps is on here. Am I looking right past it? Alright, well, maybe someone will see this in the video. They'll see it and not where I don't see it at. And yeah, the battery is 2,960 milliamps. But enough of that. I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight into performance. Alright, so for this device here, as far as the fingerprint scanner, I get it to work most of the time. There's never really an issue. Like, let me show you. Cut the fingerprint scanner off. Boom. Now it does. Let me show you this cool thing I just found out. Now the fingerprint scanner. Let me show you. So, see how you got the phone on lock there? It works after, like, let's say you cut the lock the screen by mistake and you got your phone with your finger by the fingerprint scanner. Let me show you. So you cut, if you lock it really quick and hit your phone, hit your fingerprint scanner, it'll unlock the device. So look. See that? It works up to a second after you do that. So I thought that was kind of cool because the phone isn't fully locked at that point. So, boom. But the second you do it, a couple seconds later, it doesn't work. So what you do is just press the home button, leave your thumb there, and then boom, it works. I mean, as you saw there, it worked every single time I did that. So the fingerprint scanner is a go for this phone. I can recommend it there. But everything else there, as far as the P10, I mean, of course, it's an octa-core processor. It's clocked at 1.8 gigahertz. I mean, on paper, it does look nice and it's supposed to be pretty fast, but you know, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna complain about it. It's a pretty fast processor. It's just that it had its hiccups, and like, let's say sometimes you may have a rough time opening up some apps on here. Now, this is how the phone looks. This is stock here. What I did was reset the phone, so I'm not gonna have all my apps and everything on here. I don't know why I did that, but I just felt like it was sluggish. You know how you get that new phone, you put everything on it, and it's still kind of sluggish. So you just go ahead and reset everything. So yeah, I did that. As far as the Geekbench score, let me see if I got that in here. Guess not. Maybe it's on Google Photos. Give me a second, guys. Okay, no, it's not. But anyway, take my word for it. For the Geekbench 4 score, I got around 698 for the multi-core. No, for the single core. Whoa, that was the multi-core score. That'd be terrible. Matter of fact, let me see if I can actually pull up the results on here. Oh yeah, here we go. Perfect. I just did that. So you see there, November 13th and both November 13th, different times. I was up in the late hours here. As you see here, single core score was 689 and the multi-core score was 2,684. And then I did another test. It was similar results. All right. So Geekbench score is pretty good on the multi-core. Definitely good on the single core. So I'm not gonna really say it's a bad processor. It's just that it's good for opening up a couple apps here and there because it is pretty snappy. But when it comes to RAM management, it's just not it's not the best at all. The speaker on the device is pretty good. It sounds pretty good when you're playing music, so I can definitely recommend that if you want to play some music out loud. This is definitely the device you want to use because it is pretty good. Audio playback as well is really good. I believe it has hi-fi DAC, so you would definitely enjoy playback music with your headphones. It definitely gets loud for a lot of people that want to know that. As I can tell you right now, when you play music on this device and you got headphones in, you're not going to be able to have a conversation with no one next to you. As far as the connectivity though, as I was using it on Cricket, the connectivity was pretty good. I did have a couple areas where the coverage did drop, so be on the lookout for that because I currently use Cricket and I'm covered in, like, I'm smothered in LTE coverage in my area. But I went somewhere not too far from my house. I had to go do something really quick, and I was in a parking lot and I couldn't maintain a signal for anything. Now, this is a personal experience for me. This is not going to necessarily happen to you. But I was in a parking lot and I couldn't maintain a signal, and that got pretty annoying. Now, that was just one instance there. But other than that, the connectivity was really good. I talked about the fingerprint scanner is really good as well. Now, the next thing I want to get into is the software of the device. Alcatel has preloaded on this phone Android 6.0, so not 6.0.1. They have 6.0. So it's still definitely need marshmallow. Let me see if there's an update. I mean, the phone did update when I first got out of the box, so the system is already up to date. So with this here, you got 6.0. You don't have like all the necessary features of 6.0.1. Like, let me just show you this here for all the people who are, heavily into messaging. Let me just show you this here. As far as emojis, let me show you this. As far as emojis, let me show you this here. It isn't updated, so you don't have like the middle finger and stuff like that. So to all the people out there who want this phone, you get 6.0, not 6.0.1. Now there are some apps that you can download third party that will have those emojis and everything, but it's not going to be fresh out the box. So back to the connectivity. The call quality in this device was actually pretty good. The signal was pretty strong. I was able to maintain at least 5, maybe 4 to 5 bars of LTE within my house. And if I go outside, well, you already know, better coverage out there. So pretty good. Got messages most of the time, from my understanding, because it'll be times where I reset the phone and I'll get messages that I didn't receive, but that's probably an issue with the network, and it's not really something the phone can control. The screen quality of it is 1080p. It's for 401 pixels. Now, with the screen quality, I can tell you this here. It's pretty good. It does look good, but the auto brightness and brightening on this screen here is actually kind of weird. So like, let's say you got the phone on full brightness, which I'm not gonna do, but let's say you got the phone on full brightness, right? It would actually be technically still on auto brightness. So let me give you an example. So like, let's say you got the phone on auto brightness, right? And it does this thing automatically. It adjusts to the lighting around you. But if you take auto brightness off, it still does the same thing when you cut that off, and that's really annoying. So like, if you're one of the people who love to have your phone on full brightness, this phone is not the phone for you, because if you have your phone on full brightness with auto brightness off, it would still function as if you had it on. So that's one of the things that's really annoying about the device. I'm pretty sure it can be fixed with a software update, because I mean, it's a simple drag of the finger. So a software update could fix that if enough people complain about it. But it is really weird. Something that I don't like about the phone here. But it's no big deal. It's no big deal to others, but it's a big deal to me. I'm just telling you everything I like and dislike about the phone. As you all know, this is all opinion based here. So the next thing I want to talk about is the cameras. Now the cameras on this device here is suspect at best. I would say suspect, because it's just really not that good. It's super grainy. Even with good lighting, I mean, with good lighting, the camera is good. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not good, because I don't know how long you guys been watching my videos, but I say with any cell phone, if you take it out in that sunlight or that daylight, the camera's going to look amazing. And that's pretty much when I get what I do most with. I'm pretty much out all the time in the day. It's very rare when I'm out at night, but if I do go out at night, I use phones like Moto G4, even the Z Max Pro. I use those cameras there because they're the best ones I got. Even the Alcatel Idol, because that's a really good camera as well on the front and back. But the camera is just not that good. It's good in daylight, but as soon as the low light hits, I'm telling you right now, just close the camera app immediately. Like, it's not good. It's super grainy, super dark. Doesn't capture really good video at all. It's just, in my opinion, it's not good. Same thing with the front-facing camera. Even though it has a flash, it's not the best in my opinion. If you're buying this phone for the camera, I would have to recommend you get another device, because if you're big into selfies and shooting videos, this is not the phone for you. This is not. The next thing I want to go over here with the phone, probably the last thing, is the battery performance. Now, I can tell you with this phone here, battery performance is pretty decent. I don't want to complain too much about it, because it does come with quick charge 2.0. So with the phone itself, it can get about 4.5 if you stretch maybe 5 hours with minimal use. But if you're like a heavy user, in my experience, yo, you're lucky to get 4 hours. Full brightness, well, with full auto brightness still, which is weird about that phone. It it barely lasts 4 hours. So if you're doing like medium use on the phone here, you're not trying to use it like it's like you're not trying to like abuse the phone. It should last pretty good. There, last pretty long. But with Quick Charge 2.0, it's no biggie. As long as you got that the brick that came with it, or even another Alcatel brick, you'll be perfectly fine. Let me see. Is there anything else I can go over with this phone here? That's pretty much it in my opinion. So if you guys have any questions, if I missed anything, because I basically talk about the things that I think necessarily matter in the phone here. One thing. Gameplay in this phone is decent as well. The GPU does perform pretty good. Just throw this in here. GPU does perform really good. I played a couple RPG games on here. It didn't really have too many frame drops, but don't expect it to be no Adreno 530 or anything like that, because it's not. It does get the job done. If you want to play a game on it, go ahead and download it. You'll be able to play it. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the phone. That's pretty much all I want to talk about. Um, if you have any questions about the device, let me know. I'll definitely respond back to you there if I missed anything, because I'm pretty sure I did. But I just talked about everything I wanted to speak on as far as the phone. So, of course, as you guys know, my name is Max the Rock. I want to say, of course, thank you for watching the video. You guys have a good day. Peace, y'all.